Hi, welcome back to my channel. Before I start, if you actually like the content I'm showing on this channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. Today we're featuring a watch brand which has had quite some history but is still very unknown. It's called the Zodiac watch company. They were formed in 1882 and the owner then officially gave them the title of Zodiac in 1908. The watch company is still going, but they were brought out in 2001 by the Fossil Group. A lot of companies felt hard times in the 80s, 90s, and basically Fossil brought them out. Like many of the companies are now owned by some of the bigger companies. This model here is the Zodiac Super SeaWolf 68 50th anniversary. And it's a really handsome watch, I would say. It basically is not a homage, but basically a look back to the watches when the Super SeaWolf first came out, which was, as the name suggests, 1968. And this is being their 50th anniversary. I've tried to keep as true to the original model as they could. It's quite a big watch, really. It measures, I believe it's 44 across, maybe a tad bit bigger with the actual coin edge of the bezel. The thickness is 16mm, but as you'll see in a minute, it does a very good job of hiding that on the wrist. The lug to lug is strange because it says it's 50, but where the actual pins sit for the bracelet is a lot smaller than that. So again, it hides its size very well. I love the finish of the actual watch, especially when you come to like the side here. It has a lovely sculpted main case, which has been bead blasted. Gives it that very nice matte finish. But then you have the contrast against the very shiny case back, and you have the bead blasted finish inside the teeth of the coin edge, and then the polish on the outside, and then on the very top you have this polished locking ring which holds down the crystal, the flat crystal, which looks really nice. The dial has a lovely sunburst effect to it. It's a grey, but it's a bit like the Seiko I had a few months back, where when you get it in different lights and different colours, it really pops, it really comes alive. And to be fair, inside with these lights I use, it doesn't do a great job of it. Inside it looks very dark grey, but when you're outside it really does, you get that pattern effect going across it, and it looks really nice. I love the orange markers. Again, this is sort of like hinting back to their heritage. And I really like the minute hand. The orange minute hand with what they call the snake minute hand. It's really quite nice. It's all finished off in this, I think it's C1 Luminova, which to be fair does a pretty good job. If I put a light source on there just for now, and on the pip, you get the idea. I'll drop some lume shots in as well. But it does a very good job. It seems to last through the night. As you guys know, if you've heard any of my other videos, I wear my watches at night in bed, and I want to be able to see the time if I wake up, and this does a good job of that. Back to the case back on this watch is a very nice polished effect, and it has this lovely inset here. This is from their 1968 advertising, their Super SeaWolf logo, and I really like that. What it also says on the back is, I'll drop another picture, in 50th anniversary. This one, it is a limited edition, and there's not many of these. This is number 64 of only 182 in the world. Swiss made, their logo, the 1,000 meter water rating, and the serial number. So this is a 1,000 meter diver. It does have the luminous pip at the top, and it has a screw down crown, which I like because it is really inset into the body of a watch, which eliminates the need for any lug protection as such, because they just simply use the case for this. So it keeps a clean, symmetrical look of the watch. Well, I should carry on with the bezel really, let's say. The bezel, going back to the water rating, first of all the finish, it has this lovely matte finish, and then the first 15-minute markers are all polished, as are the hour markers. It's a push down bezel. So what I mean is you cannot move it, it's physically stuck. You have to press it down and turn it. As you can hear, it has 60 click bezel, and it's solid. When it's in, you've perhaps got a millimetre of play, but it's really nice. You're not going to be able to accidentally knock that and do anything. And it also lines up perfectly. So there we go. So it lines up absolutely perfectly, no problems at all. The movement in this is their own STP 313, I believe it is. It's basically a clone of the ETA 2824. They have gone top spec on this, and so it is a Kosh rated watch with a 44-hour power reserve. I know people can say, yeah, but I can just regulate my watch and get it to Kosh standards. As I've shown on one of my other videos, you can regulate your watch, but remember, Kosh means this is good in every single position. If you regulate your watch and leave it a certain way up, it's not going to be the same. So a lot more goes into actually making it a Kosh certified watch. Also comes with a corresponding paperwork, which I'll show you in a minute for that. The watch itself comes in this really nice, let me show you, really nice case. Comes in this box first, so you get the box with the Zodiac, and then you get this pouch. The pouch, if I undo it here, folds out, and here we go. So you get your normal booklet with your warranty stamp in there. This is all the paperwork to indicate the Kosh ratings, so it's always a nice touch to have all this. Some of the stickers, I always like to keep them. And you get the strap changing tool with the spare spring bars, a Velcro strap. To be fair, I haven't fitted this. It does also have a nice Super SeaWolf logo on the Velcro strap. You also get this Tropic strap here, which is ever so supple. Really, really super supple. Sorry. Waffle print on the inside, and it is super flexible. The only thing I'm not keen about with this, sorry, you also have a signed buckle. The only thing I'm not keen about, and probably the reason why I won't fit this, is it tapers. I like straight cut bracelets or straps really. What I mean by straight cut is like that. It doesn't taper. It keeps the same width all the way through. And I find on a watch which is 44mm, when you start going down to, I'm not sure what size that is, it looks like a 16mm buckle. It just seems a little bit top heavy. These are simply links to the mesh bracelet, which I'm going to go into now. So anyway, that's the actual roll for the watch. When I first got the watch, I wasn't so keen on this bracelet. I wished they'd possibly gone with a thicker bracelet for the head of the watch. But to be fair, this has really grown on me. It's an incredibly thick bead of rice or mesh bracelet, you'd say. You can almost not see daylight through it. It really is very densely packed. The only problem with any of these type of bracelets is how do you size it? So what they've done, you've got these, I don't know if you can quite see it here, you've got these solid pieces which are put in, and they're fitted with pins. So you remove them, you can do it on both sides. The bracelet is incredibly big actually. I've got just over a 7-inch wrist and I've only got one more link I can take out of it. So if you've got very small wrists, this could be a bit awkward. The nice thing is the clasp on this is stunning. It's a very positive, very well machined clasp. Has the logo on there. Lift that up and that is very well machined. You feel like if you brought this slip down any further it would be sharp. Lift this up and what you have inside is an adjustment. So I can lift this out and then I have 5mm of adjustment. There you go. And it's all very well machined, very well fit and finish is perfect on it. I can't argue at all on that. I did buy for it the Super Engineer bracelet and I'll drop some pictures of it in on that, and I'm still 50-50 on which I prefer. When I first bought it, I didn't like this bracelet at all. I loved this, and now this is really starting to grow on me. So I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 still. Very thick, both are actually quite thick bracelets. But anyway, I've even, you can even put this on there if you wish. That would fit. Being that it's got the lugs on the inside recessed, it does make fitting aftermarket leather straps a little bit awkward. You've got to be careful because you might not have the distance if it's a very thick strap to actually fit it in there. So just so you know, but let me put a wrist shot so you can actually see. I'm actually, at the moment, I'm wearing my Panerai 177, this is surprising. This is a 16mm watch. This is, I think it's only 13mm, but as you'll see in a second, because of the way this tapers on the back, when you actually put it on, it doesn't look so thick. If I place this Panerai next to it, if I actually hold them like that, it hides its 16mm on this and looks about the same or even thinner than the Panerai. So the Panerai, because this sits flat on your wrist, it exposes its whole height. Where this one, the back, like we see on some of the Rolexes, it sinks into your wrist. So actually on the wrist, it looks thinner than it actually is. And to be fair, it's one of these watches, I really like it, but at the moment I'm actually putting it up for sale because I like it, but there's something else I've seen I like more. And I've got a feeling it'd be one of these watches, if I do sell it, then I'll regret it. And I'll actually always think, it was a nice watch. But if you buy and sell watches, you always have that kind of thing. I've had a few watches in the past I've sold and I wish I hadn't. IWC Engineer Chrono, I remember once, I still want to get one of them again. But in general, this is a really good watch. I find that I get roughly 3 seconds or maybe less a day. It's timekeeping, so it's pretty damn good. The lume I find is good. I like the overall look of it. It's the way the light catches it and you see the different colours. So it's just one of those watches, because of that sunburst dial, it really does change its appearance. I keep meaning at some stage to get a leather strap for it just to see what it would look like, because I don't have a 20mm leather strap, I don't think, or at least not one which is suitable for this. But overall, it's just a handsome watch. I like the fact as well that the rotor, I don't know if you can quite hear it, is actually it's noticeable. You can hear the rotor. I know some people don't like that. I know one of the common criticisms with a ETA 7750 series movement is it has a noisy rotor. But it gives me reassurance that you have a mechanical watch on your hand. I like the fact that you can actually occasionally hear the rotor. You don't really feel the rotor on this spinning as you do on a 7750 movement, but you can hear it. And to me, it's the difference between owning something like a Tesla, when you turn it on, it's just on, or hearing the sound of a nice motor. So I do like that. I do like the fact that you can hear the actual rotor moving. So I think it's this as a watch in general, being that there's only 182 in the world, it's going to be quite a rare watch. You're not going to see, you're probably not going to know anyone else with one of these watches. So there is that kind of kudos about it, but you have got a very rare watch. And I say Zodiac is only a small brand, so they are there. I suppose with really 5,000 watches, that's borderline micro brand. But in general, I find this watch is really nice. And if the other watch I do want sells before I sell this, then I'm going to withdraw this and keep it because I really quite like it. It's something a bit different as well. You don't get too many grey dialed watches in the kind of sports watches at this price point. So anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that review of the Zodiac Super SeaWolf 68. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Okay then, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.